Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Face the Heels, episode 7. This is a wrestling show. My name is Ben Cornett, and we're tonight going to be discussing WrestleMania 39, the all the matches, the predictions for those matches, the builds, and everything else that goes with it. It is WrestleMania week. Um, Really, my favorite time of year. Especially in pro wrestling. This is like the Super Bowl of wrestling. Obviously, during the last few years now, we've had not only one night, but we've had 2 nights of WrestleMania, which preferably I like that because it gives the matches more meaning to them. It gives them more of a spotlight because there's just so many of them, so many titles on the line, just so many characters to watch, and just the whole experience makes it a lot better to have it on 2 nights. But with that being said, let me bring in my co-host this evening. He is just as big a wrestling fan as I am. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Nick Rosario. Nick, thank you for
Wow.
coming on. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, Ben. It's always good to be had, as I've been told. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, feeling good. Like I said, it's WrestleMania season. This weekend is going to be great. I am so
Yes.
looking forward to the 2 nights of matches. So far, I think we got like, what, 14 matches booked? If I
Yeah, I
counted
think
right,
so.
14.
Yeah.
So should be a good 2 nights, man. I'm looking forward to it. Really, really a lot. Looking forward to it.
Well, Nick, I mean, we're here, man.
Yeah,
Tonight, obviously, with Raw, we got pretty much everybody on the show, from Raw, SmackDown. I mean, it's really not a brand extension. Come on, we see these everybody flip
yeah,
flopping in
yeah.
there every
All the
week.
time. Yeah,
Might as
absolutely.
well not even have a brand extension, but that's another story for another time. But
Sure.
what are you what are you looking forward to, man? I mean, the most, what
In terms of matches here,
terms of matches, what
okay,
is going to
there's two. There's two that I really am excited to see.
okay?
One because, and I'm just going to be honest, I her accomplishments are great. I'm not taking away from that. Obviously, she has a lineage. She was pushed, but I'm not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan. But I really like Rhea Ripley, so I'm really looking forward to Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, and I really hope Rhea wins. I think they should give her the title. I think it'll be a good match. I think the ladies can put on a good match because Charlotte is very talented. I'm just not a huge fan. Like it's just that's just my personal thing. But I do. I'm looking forward to that match. I think they'll put on a good one. The rumor is that they'll headline night one with this match, so we'll see if that does in fact happen. But I think they can put on a good 20, 25-minute match, and I hope that they do. I hope they give them enough time to really, get it going. And I think these two will have an excellent match. And of course, the other one is funny because a lot of people go, "Oh, you're probably going to say Cody Rhodes and Roman," but actually, no. That is, I mean, I'm sure that'll be a good match too, but that's not for me. It's the tag match. It's KO and Sammy against the Usos because here's 4 guys who have proven that they can go. Like, despite what you might think, Jimmy and Jay, and Jay especially, in the last couple of years, has just been phenomenal in every aspect of his, with the interviews and the storylines and the like. Jay has been great. I mean, the nickname he got was Main Event Jay Uso, of
Right.
course, but he really has shown that he's. I mean, the Usos are great in my opinion, personally, as a tag team. But I could see Jay and Jimmy splitting off at some point, and Jay really having a good run as a singles. So this man, and of course, we all know Sammy and Kevin are both very good wrestlers. They've been around for years. The Indies and all the Ring of Honor and all that stuff. Like, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this match, regardless of who wins, because I'll be honest. Up to this point, I'm like, yeah, they'll probably have Kevin and Sammy win, but honestly, I don't know. They could have the Usos retain. Something crazy could happen. So, but I do look forward to this match. Those are the two I'm truly looking forward to as of right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, those are just incredible matches, Nick. I mean, I'll give you the two I'm looking forward to.
Okay, sure,
Mine would be Roman and Cody, obviously, because it's the main event.
sure. Right,
Cody's
I got you. Yeah,
on a roll, ever since winning the Royal Rumble. That comeback story. They've told the story really well with Cody, making
yeah,
him that
they
true
have.
baby, and Roman's just getting better as a heel, every time. And I think Cody's the
True.
perfect case to go up against that heel character. But I'll tell you
Yeah.
one I'm really looking forward to. Edge and Finn Balor, Hell in a
Oh yeah,
Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Yeah.
And we've heard the rumors this week that Gangrel, his former Brood member, is going to be flown out to LA to be a part of
Yeah,
that match.
I did hear
That'll
that.
be
Yes.
that. I don't know. It gives me back to those Attitude Era.
No,
You have,
sure.
obviously Christian Cage won't be there. He's under contract with
Yeah, he's with
AEW.
AEW. Yeah, yeah.
But if we get 2 out of the 3, that's still great. And
No,
that
100%.
counteract what Judgment Day does. Because Priest is going to get involved and stuff like that. Which
I'm guessing he'll be at ringside in some way, shape, or form, right? Because he actually, like you said, currently doesn't have a match yet. But I think it's interesting. They pretty much teased it today or confirmed it that looks like we're going to get Demon Balor inside the cage. So that'll be interesting too. Yeah, they showed it earlier on Raw, and when they put up the graphic for the match, they had a picture of him with the demon makeup on. So looks like we're going to get the demon versus the devil in this match because Edge is the devil and Finn Balor be the demon. So that should be a good match as well. I agree. That should be a good matches too. But I've seen a lot of Hell in the Cell matches. Obviously, you have too. And there's a couple that I really hope this lives up to because I was there live when Cody and Seth had theirs. And that's probably one of the best I've ever seen, especially with the torn pectoral muscle. They put on a great 35-minute match live in Chicago there. That was phenomenal. So there's a lot to live up to with Edge and Finn Balor, and I really hope it's good. I do.
Yeah, me too. I mean, definitely. You mentioned that match with when you were there back in, I think it was June, where Cody faced
June of last year. Yeah.
Oh man,
he took his coat off, and everybody just gasped in the arena because it was like, oh my god, how is he wrestling? Because it was just all purple, and you just saw it. It was just crazy.
And the fact that that even got him even more of a baby face, right? Because the fans, love a guy that can put it all out there on the line, doesn't care. And
100%.
Yep. Sean Spencer's in the house. Let's go. That's right.
Hey, it is North Carolina voice, right? No,
yeah.
Just kidding. WrestleMania
week, yeah. And then
yes, it is, Sean. You know it. I still don't trust KO. He said. That's funny.
Nick, you said something about the Usos, not maybe maintaining those titles. Could we see something where a KO would maybe I don't know, slip the little knife because they mentioned
you never know. Yeah,
we've turned on each other. We've been there for each.
Right, exactly. That's why I say it's WrestleMania. You never know. You
just never know that moment. We always talk about WrestleMania moments.
That's right.
One of those, so.
For sure.
Always in my North Carolina voice, Sean.
Yes, of course, Sean. We know this. Yes.
We know this.
Let's go.
Well, there are some other matches, my friend.
There are.
Let's get into this one. Mr. John Cena against Austin Theory for the U.S. title. This is. I like the fact that Theory's getting a big match against a veteran, big name. That's only going to elevate him more.
100%.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Theory on this. I mean, a big WrestleMania. Cena. He doesn't need the win or anything. Get Mr. Theory over. I'm sure he'll do the honors and make him a bigger star than coming into it coming out of it as he is coming into it. What do you think there, Nick?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think Cena was brought in specifically to put Theory over. And this is going to be the first match of night one, from what I understand. So this is going to open WrestleMania. Yeah. So this is going to open WrestleMania. So you're going to get a pretty good match to start because a lot of people don't give Cena credit, but he could actually go in the ring. I know there's been times where he's put on goofy matches and this sort of thing. But when it comes down to it, I've seen John Cena wrestle for the last, 17, 18 years, whatever it's been. And I'm telling you, the kid can go. Well, he's not a kid anymore. He's an older guy, but I think this. Yeah, I think this will be a good match. And I think Cena puts over Theory. Theory gets the win, retains the title, and goes on to another feud. After this. But yeah, I think this is perfect. A perfect spot for both of these guys because Cena can look good and still put Theory over, and Theory, like you said, gets the big win at WrestleMania as the U.S. champion. This should be a good match.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm glad they opened WrestleMania with this match because they always say Jim Ross on his podcast always said one of the things we always wanted to do was open up. It's how you open to make a strong
Yeah.
show. You always want to be the opening match or the last match on the card. If you can
Yeah.
open the match strong, then that makes everybody else have to elevate their game, follow that up.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you
perfect.
remember, Ben,
Mhm.
yeah, WrestleMania 20, the opening match was the first time Cena won the U.S. title. He beat Big Show in the opening match at WrestleMania 20 in Madison Square Garden.
That's
So this is
right.
kind of a full circle thing for Cena. Open up
Yeah.
WrestleMania and put Theory over. That's probably perfect.
Oh man, I remember that. And then the spinner
Yeah.
belt came around.
Yeah, and then that was the heavyweight title. Yeah, when he got the spinner belt, and then Edge changed it to his, and yeah, the whole thing.
Well,
That's the
actually, the
story for
U.S.
another
title
time.
was a spinner belt. The
Was a
U.S.
spinner
title,
too? Yeah.
yeah, it was a spinner belt. But anyway,
No,
yeah, hit the trumpet.
exactly.
Our next match, this we should talk about. This is interesting. Becky, Lita, and Trish. And by the way, Becky
Yeah,
and Lita are tag team champions, women tag team champions. They're going up against
they are.
Lee, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Damage Control. This should be an interesting match. This is tough. Picking this match, I would say Damage Control. Only because I think they need it more than Becky, Lita, and Trish right now. Again, they're like Cena, Lita and Trish. They're there.
Yeah,
Veterans
yeah.
are there to help get the younger talent over. And if you notice, Nick, I don't know if you noticed, but when Becky, Lita, and Trish came out tonight to the Miz's show, remember they were doing their poses? Well, Trish would kind of go in front of Lita and Becky and do the whole
Is that interesting?
right in
Okay,
front.
yeah.
And then when they were
Yeah.
raising their arms and stuff, Trish was a little backed up a little bit. It kind of tells me
Okay.
that we've heard the rumors that SummerSlam could be Trish and Becky. So maybe we see a
Okay.
turn. Do you think that's a
Very well.
possibility?
Well, I do agree that I think Damage Control wins this match. And what I'm hoping, because here's my thing. Obviously, you had Becky and Lita win the titles, but Lita's not going to be a full-time wrestler. And let's
Yeah.
be honest, in that title match, she looked a little gassed at times during
Yeah.
that match, keeping up with some of the younger ladies. And I just think that I don't, because again, this is not founded. This is something I hope happens. What I hope happens is that maybe they add a stipulation to this match, where if Damage Control wins on night one, they put this match on night one, they get the title shot on night two against Becky and Lita, and then Lita and Becky defend the belts on night two, and Damage Control wins the title back. Because I'm telling you, I think Damage Control is better when they have the titles, because the heels are always much more fun as champions, it seems like. Because then they got they face all the good guys and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is one of those things that goes back, 40 years, whatever, in wrestling, where the heel always seemed to make a better champion in that sense. And then they just face all the baby faces, and then, the baby faces come close, but they don't win, and blah, blah, blah. And when they finally do win, it's a big deal. And I think
Right.
the fact that they did this before WrestleMania with Becky and Lita winning, I don't think it was a long-term plan at all. And so
No.
I think this is a way to get Damage Control back on track, have them beat these ladies in the 6-man. And again, I don't know that this is happening. This is not a scoop or a spoiler or anything, but I think it'd be cool if somehow they added that stipulation where, that like I said, that match is on night one.
Mm-hmm.
And the stipulation is that since Damage Control won, they get the title shot on night two. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean that's and Triple H is he's a creative guy. Maybe he has
Right,
something
exactly.
in mind where he could
Yeah.
be like you, thinking, why don't we do this? So
Exactly. Yeah.
my thing though, Nick, and I don't know about you. I think maybe you like him. I'm not really high on Damage Control. I don't know why. I just think I don't know if they've underachieved as a duo or not. It just seems like I would think they'd go a lot further than they have.
Yeah.
I mean, Bayley's
Well, I
pretty
like
much,
Bayley.
yeah.
Yeah. I've always liked Bayley, and I love her as a heel. She's doing actually a pretty good job as a
Yeah.
heel. It's good. It's fun to see when you see people who have been literally good guys their entire career, and then like when Hollywood Hogan turned. Not obviously not to that extent, but Bailey turning was a surprise, and I thought it worked well. And she's a really good heel. Yeah, I would agree as far as Io and Dakota. Like I did expect a little bit more from them, I guess, but they're not horrible. And I think, like I said, if you give them this victory, I think it gets them back on track, and I think you can run with that. So like I said, we'll see. But I understand what you're saying about Damage Control because lately they have been kind of on a skid. It seems like just hasn't
It
been
just
going there.
yeah, I've always been kind of curious of why Dakota hasn't gone to the main roster till now. And it seems like
Yeah, I get
she's a
you.
good wrestler, but she just doesn't have the promo skills or the same with
Right.
Io. Obviously, I don't want to, I don't want to take heat for. Well, I'll take heat for. I don't care, but Japanese wrestlers don't have the best promo skills, because of the language
I
barrier. So
No, I get what you're saying. And again, yeah, and you're right though. That's why I think why they put Bailey with them because Bailey
right,
is a
yeah,
mouthpiece, so she can do the talking, she can do this and that. Like it makes sense. Like I understand the pairing in
yeah,
that regard. But yeah, well, this match is one. As I said, it's not gonna. It's probably not gonna be one of my favorite matches. Obviously it's on the card, so I'll be watching. But yeah, it's not in my like. Oh my god, I can't wait to see this. Like, I'm not overly excited for this, to be honest.
Well, why don't we keep that theme going? Because the
Okay,
match that
okay,
I'm really
okay, okay.
not really excited on here is this next match. I would think,
Ah,
this would be so much better than it is. On paper, it looks like a great
yeah,
WrestleMania, but the build has
right,
just, for me, it's just been
yeah.
bad. I mean,
No,
I don't know. Like, what do you think?
well, it hasn't been great. I don't know. Yeah, everybody has different levels of bad. I can definitely tell you it hasn't been a great buildup, and I think part of it is like you said, there is a language barrier with Asuka. Yes, she knows English, but she doesn't speak a lot of it. And so in the promos and in even when they tag together and stuff, like it just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't always come across. Like I don't think everything is conveyed the way it should be in that
Right.
regard. So like you're like, okay, well, big deal. Asuka's wrestling Bianca Belair. And again, I would think this is just my opinion, of course. I
Yeah.
think you got to give the belt to Asuka in this situation, even though, like I said, the build hasn't been great. I think Belair's been the champion a very long time, and I just think it's time for a change as far as that goes. Sorry, apologize, but yeah, I
God bless
think thank you, appreciate that. I think Asuka should get the belt. I'd like to see a heel Asuka run with this belt for a while and see what she does. She hasn't been champion in a very long time. Obviously, the whole you know thing where Becky gives her the belt because she's pregnant, and then during the COVID time, and then that whole
you.
thing, and then they took the belt off of Asuka, and it's like I'd like to see her get it back now, and I'd like to see her have a nice little run with it, see how it goes.
Nick, if there was any good moments during the pandemic era with WWE, it was that ladder match. Remember the women's ladder match where they
Oh
would go
yeah, oh
Titan Tower and
100%,
shoot each other?
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
that was
that was one of the good creative ideas they had during that pandemic, which they had to do
yeah,
that. Obviously, no crowds, but yeah. But anyway, I hear what you're saying, Nick. I mean, I think they're gonna give it to Bianca. Just I think right
yeah,
now it's kind of a been there, done that with Oscar. At this point, with Bianca, still sells merch.
yeah.
Um,
True,
she's a
she's the
good
EST.
and I could see maybe like a Bailey being the next challenger or somebody else, being that next sort of challenger for Bianca. I just don't know if Asuka's going to be the one to dethrone her this time around. They may go
Right.
somewhere else. I could be wrong, and you could be
No,
right.
I hear you. Yeah. We'll
But
see. We shall
um,
see, my friend.
we shall see. Let's see. We got Mr. Sean Spencer saying, "Stop hating on Belair, Nicholas Rosario Jr."
Oh, relax, Spencer. Take it easy. I'm not hating on her. I'm just saying she's been champion a long time now. And honestly, if we're being really honest here, Bianca hasn't exactly been lighting it up lately, I think. I don't feel like, again, I know this buildup has been a little slow, but like, I don't feel like Bianca's doing her best work either, to be very honest with you.
That's fair.
So,
That's completely fair. I
and
mean,
so again, I'm like, maybe she needs a break from the title, get a little hunger back, get the fight back to where, regain that top spot. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
could it be real quick one of those scenarios where it's the opponents maybe they just don't have the chemistry, because it
Maybe
takes.
well, yeah,
I mean, I think that could be. It could be the chemistry issue that
yeah,
you just don't.
very possible.
We'll see. I mean, maybe
Right,
match wise, it'll be good, but like you
right,
said, we'll
yeah.
see what happens
That's what I'm hoping
first.
for. I mean, I'm hoping it's a good match. Believe me, I like both of these wrestlers.
Yeah,
In that sense, that's what I said. I just don't feel like Bianca's doing her best work. But I am glad that they switched Asuka back to her old character.
right.
I like the heel Asuka than the baby face just smiling at everybody and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Asuka's a heel I like. Yeah.
Well, let's go from this women's title match to the SmackDown women's title match. It's the one I'm kind of interested too. Charlotte
Yeah.
Flair, the champion, against Mommy Rhea Ripley.
Mommy. Mommy.
Nick,
Who, by the
said
way,
you-
just for the record, Rhea Ripley could pin me anytime like that she wants. I'm just going to say that out loud. I don't care.
Nick, I appreciate that. Because I'll tell you what, if she wanted to do
Yeah.
what to you, you better just say okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I probably would call her mommy, but yeah, that's another story for another time, I think. But no, I'm 100% hoping that Rhea Ripley wins the title here. I think she's earned it. She's done great work with Judgment Day. She's always been a pretty good wrestler. She's always, she has the talent. She can talk on the microphone. She plays the tough role really good. And again, Charlotte is Charlotte. Let's be honest. Charlotte is always, whenever she's there, is going to be in the title picture. Like, let's think about this. Charlotte has never really been like on the lower end of the women's card ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why she's, a 14-time champ, fifth, whatever it is, champion. Because no matter what, they always put her in the title picture.
Right.
And I just think, and again, I understand, I wasn't a fan of what happened with the whole Ronda thing where Charlotte just comes back. I mean, I think I get why they did it, but still, I just thought that was cheap and dumb. Okay, Charlotte's champion again, yada yada. It's like, okay, I get it. Charlotte Flair is who she is. Ric Flair's your daddy, yada yada yada. It doesn't excite me anymore. So I really hope that Rhea wins the title. Again, Charlotte will probably be back. Get another shot at SummerSlam or something if she does lose. So, yeah, she's never far from the title picture. So I kind of hope Rhea gets the victory here. And maybe they have another match at Backlash. And then Rhea beats her again and Charlotte can go, do something else for a while and then come back and whatever. But I'm kind of hoping that Rhea wins and they give her a legit shot at being the champion for a while on SmackDown.
Well, Nick, yeah, and I'm going to go with Rhea too. I think this is her time. Like you said, she's gotten better and better on the mic. Her character's really evolving. And we said earlier that I picked Bianca to win the match against Asuka. She'll need a strong opponent. Maybe with the draft coming up, there's been talk about another draft. We could see like a Charlotte switching over to Raw, becoming a heel, maybe
for sure.
For the title. So,
well, I think Charlotte's better as a heel, honestly. Like the character, it lends itself to it. I mean, just the way she is and the attitude and the smugness and all that. Like, she's a natural heel anyways, just like her dad was. I mean, yes, people rooted for Flair, but Flair was a natural heel. He was great at it.
Right. And you saw a little bit of that heelness on SmackDown Friday with Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So, that could be
I think we have a double switch coming where I think Rhea maybe wins the title and breaks off from Judgment Day and becomes more of the face, and Charlotte turns heel after losing the title. She goes nuts or something. And they do the double switch kind of thing. It happens all the time. I mean,
Well, it happened with Stone Cold and Brett. That was the ultimate one.
I mean, everybody remembers the submission match. Yeah, right. WrestleMania 13, Chicago, right here at the Allstate. The submission match. Austin is bleeding so bad he passes out, and he gets. They stop the match. It's over because he passed out. And but Austin became a hero that day. So yeah.
Yeah, and Bret became a heel, and I always thought that this was Bret Hart's best work, was the whole U.S.
As a heel,
Canadian
yeah,
as
it
a heel.
was. It
Yeah,
really was, though. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, 100%. And I know I probably said 100% 20 times tonight, but yeah, I agree with you.
nothing wrong with being 100%. It's better than being 99%.
That's right. I agree with that, sir. I agree. That is correct, sir.
Speaking of 100%, this is going to be a 100% interesting matchup here.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Brock Lesnar going up against Omos.
Yeah.
Here's why they're going to have the match. The F5 on a 7'4" guy. That's the moment. That's going to be Brock's,
yeah.
So, I mean,
but go ahead, yes, because I have a rebuttal to that. But go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to hand the stage over to you, so that way maybe you could try to convince me, or if rather this is going to be fun to watch or not.
No, this is going to be a train wreck, and I'll tell you why. Only because Lesnar is not. I think Lesnar is not always can't always pull a good match out of people. He needs Lesnar needs the spotlight. Like when he's wrestling Roman, you see the different. You see the different Brock Lesnar. When he wrestled Dean Ambrose, that was horrible because he wasn't into the match. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just. Yeah, thanks for counting, Sean. We appreciate that. My 100%. But I think he actually F5s Omos, but Omos gets up. I just have a feeling that Brock is putting him over. I think they're going to, he'll get him up for the F5, but then Omos will kick out of it, and it'll be like, oh my God, nobody's ever kicked out of the F5. But, they'll do that whole thing about how Omos kicked out of the F5, and he'll probably hit him with that stupid boot a la Hulk Hogan, and then drop a leg or something on him and then pin him, and then that'll be that. Because there's a rumor that, Brock has been saying goodbye and he's going to take he's going to be gone after this WrestleMania and all this stuff. And you feel like, well, if that is true and if that does happen, he's probably not winning the match then. You know what I mean? He's here to put Omos over, it appears. Otherwise, you would have booked Brock Lesnar in a different match with somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy who's main evented many WrestleManias. Like every time they bring him back, it's for some great match or some good, reason. But to bring him back, the Lashley thing ended, and then you put him with Omos. Why? The only thing I can think of is because you want him to put Omos over. Again, you want Omos to be this, Nigerian giant that not even Brock Lesnar could conquer. So I kind of feel like that's where this is going. Lesnar puts him over, and Omos is the Nigerian giant. And the Hurt Business reforms with Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Omos, and MVP. And there you go. And maybe Carmelo Hayes from NXT. And then you got your Hurt Business back. Yeah.
Well, we'll speak about Carmelo in a little bit because the Stand and Deliver premium live
is Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll go up against Braun Breakers. So for the NXT.
Yeah, Braun Breakers.
Nick, Brock's going to win this match.
Okay.
It's Brock. He's going to get the moment. And here's why the match happened. Because he didn't want to work with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
He didn't want to work. That's the rumor. That's what was been reported around many different
sites. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that too.
And, and we'll get in the Bray in a little bit. But, this is going to be, as Jim Ross would say, bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't wait to hear the review of Jim Cornette, by the way, no relation.
Right. Oh, yeah. You sure it's not your uncle or something, Ben? Like, Jim's my uncle.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Exactly, right.
Yeah, nephew, God damn it. Fucking what's he doing in a match?
That's great. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
that is funny.
It's going to be a train wreck. You're right. I mean, this is one of those.
I'm not looking forward to this match at all. So trust me, I might go to the bathroom or grab a sandwich during this match or something because I don't think it's going to last that long either. It's not going to be a long match. These two guys aren't doing 20 minutes. No way. You'd be looking if they do 8. It's probably a 5-minute match, 5-6 minutes, and they're out of there. Yeah, and that's with entrances. You know what I'm saying? Like this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well.
Let's go for let's see. Read some more comments.
What else? Here. What else we got there, Ben? What else we got?
I'm here all night, Nick. Lots of laughs.
Yeah, I know, Sean. We know. You're like you're like that bad penny that never goes away. It always just shows up somehow. Like that's you.
We all know you're related, Ben Corn.
There it is.
Shut the hell up.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Is he your dad, Ben Corn? No, he's not.
Is he your dad? Yeah, Jim Cornette is your dad. That's why you live in Vegas. I get it. No, I'm saying.
God damn it, don't make that shit up.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, from that bad match that Jim Cornette will probably kill.
Trash, right? Don't trash it on his podcast, sure.
Let's go into a match where I'm sure he's gonna have a lot to say about this one. Maybe the most entertaining match tonight. Seth Rollins against Logan Paul.
Let's be honest. There's one of these every WrestleMania where the celebrity comes in. You know what I mean? So last year it was a funny one because it was Sammy and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, that was great.
So I mean, you had, but it was extremely well done. Yeah. And that's again talking about Sami Zayn. He sold that match like nobody else could have. Like he was the perfect person to work with Johnny Knoxville to make that work, and it was great. It really was. From an entertainment standpoint, it was great. And see, this match will be good. Logan Paul is a natural athlete. He's got high flying moves. He's a younger guy. He's got a lot of energy. I have a feeling, again, when you think about it, he's 1-1 in his matches. He won with The Miz, right? Yeah. The 1 year they were the tag team, but he lost to Roman. Yeah. So he's 1-1. So, it's hard to, I don't think he beats Rollins here. I don't. But I got to imagine the match is going to be a good 20-minute affair, where these guys trade moves, blah, blah, blah. This, back and forth, false finishes, all this high, a lot of roll-ups, high-flying stuff, fake pins and all that, false finishes. I think you're going to get a lot of that in this match. And then, of course, you got to have the one big spot, like in the Roman Reigns match where he comes off the top rope and hits Roman on the table with the elbow. Like, you're probably going to get a spot like that in this match where he does something to Rollins where the whole crowd just starts, holy shit, you're going to get one of those, I think. Because that's what this match is supposed to be. This is supposed to, like you said, there's always that match that's just entertaining, and I believe that is this match for WrestleMania. It's Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. Yeah.
I absolutely agree, Nick. I think what I like about this match, too, not only do you have two charismatic guys, Logan Paul, obviously his fame is, with both boxing and social media.
And his podcast is great. Impulsive is a good podcast. I've listened to it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Seth, he's one of the true great performers we've had in the last 10, 15 years. So
20, 25 years, bro. This guy's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Seth is good. Seth is good.
He's going to make Logan Paul look like $1 million.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And so there you go, Sean. 22 and 23, if you're counting.
22 and 23. Okay.
Yes.
So I do agree with you. I think Seth will win the match. Logan's going to get his in. He's going to get the majority. Then Rollins, he'll come back as a good babyface does, and then
that'll be that.
That'll be that. Yeah, and you'll probably see some shenanigans, I'm sure. In the match.
Oh yeah. You'll see something.
The extra hand. You may see the Miz involved. Who knows? He is.
You could.
WrestleMania, so
he is hosting, right? He is hosting.
So we'll see about that. I'm looking forward to it. This will be a good one. Another good one. Here we go. We're finally gonna get it. Ray said, you don't mess with my wife, man. And it's him, it's father versus son, Ray versus Dominic. I thought the whole story's been great. The build and everything. It's just really good storytelling. And we're not giving it away right away. Ray's not gonna say yes to it until the perfect time. And then when his wife
told his mother to shut up, right?
That's when Ray snapped and then knocked him out.
Yeah.
And then
that's still your mother. Right. And
but
here's
that's
the
my
thing, though.
life. Yeah.
Right.
So
But here's the thing.
yes.
Dominic Mysterio, I think if you're going to continue with that heel Dom character, he needs to win this match somehow, however he wins it. But I think Ray needs to put his son over. Because again, too, like I know people say, well, why would that happen? If you follow wrestling at all, or if you've watched wrestling for any extended period of time, you realize how these things work and how they should go. And Ray,
Right.
Ray's going into the Hall of Fame the night before. Then he's got the big match with his son. Like Dominic is going to be continuing for years as of right now. They have him in a good place as a heel character. And I think if you plan to continue him doing that, he needs to win this match. Because honestly, if he loses, then he's just a loudmouth kid who's been shooting his mouth off for the last 2 months. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, I think it's wasted if you just have Dominic lose to his dad cleanly like that. Like I think that would just be dumb for the purposes of the storytelling. I think Dominic has to find a way. I think Dominic has to find a way to cheat or whatever to win this match, but I think he should win the match. And well, unless they pull the swerve where Ray, wins the match and his son is humbled and decides to reconcile with his father. I don't see that happening, but there's always that possibility. Because again, I think this is a perfect way. If you're going to split up Judgment Day, this is the way to do it. Because, like you said, Balor's in the Hell in the Cell with Edge. Damian Priest doesn't even have a match. Rhea Ripley could win the title and go to SmackDown. And again, depending on how they play this Dominic story out, the Judgment Day could be done after WrestleMania. Raw, on the next Raw, they could be a totally different thing. So I think for the purposes of storytelling, I think Dominic should win this match. But again, it's WWE. We'll see how it goes.
Well, here's why I'm a little more confident that he would win the match, Nick, is because it's Triple H in creative.
Yeah, true.
He knows, where to go. And he knows that, Ray's a veteran. He's done everything.
Yeah.
He wins, doesn't need the titles or anything like that. And plus,
not at all.
With Dominic, his character is very strong. Now, he may not be a great wrestler. That's because he's green still. He's only been in the business a few years. So,
right.
But it's all about characters. We always say, the wrestling, it can get you, to a certain point, but
far, it gets you far, but yeah.
It's your character and the way you talk on the mic that really gets fans interested. So Dominic's done, whether you like him or not, and we don't. He's a heel, goddammit. So he's made you hate him.
But he's played his role very well. He really has. Because the minute you see him, everybody boos. The minute he walks into the arena, people are boo, And he's just, as a character, he's worked out really well. It's been good.
Yep. And you sure that you aren't on 24?
100% I'm not. That's 25. Now shut up. This guy. Listen to this guy.
Listen, you're getting to I don't see the quarterback's name of Green Bay, but we're getting almost to that level there.
That's right. Don't push me to the edge, Sean. Don't push me to the edge.
How ironic. Edge. Good segue.
Yeah, don't push me to the edge.
Remember how this started with the sister getting involved? Well,
I do. But that's why it's funny to me, because we always laughed about this, because maybe they should bring a lead. If Buddy Murphy wasn't with, whatever, he could have came back, because that's Rhea's real life boyfriend and Mysterio's real life sister. Because remember, they were supposed to be together. Buddy Murphy and the sister the storyline were together. So Dominic takes Murphy's woman, right? And then he gets Dominic's sister. That'd be hilarious, but that's not going to happen. So,
damn, I wish it could just for one night.
That'd be hilarious. Let Buddy Murphy come over for exactly. That'd be funny. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'll never happen. But it's always good to think about. What?
He said what? Yeah, what?
Like on
yes, Sean.
What's that movie? The one where Adam Sandler and they're with Salma Hayek and Grown Ups.
Oh, is it Grown Ups? Yeah, Grown Ups. Yeah.
remember the one guy that hated those guys? He would say, "What?"
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I always
Yeah.
saw the first grown ups movie. So yeah, or you
Sean's
could be
like,
doing the Steve Austin. What?
"What?
What? What? What'd you say? What?
What?"
My
It's
watch
funny.
says that. What?
It's funny that who came up with that for Stone Cold was Christian when they did like
Was
a
it Christian?
voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
back
okay.
in
Okay.
2001. Yeah, then Stone Cold used it
That's
in his
that's
storylines.
funny. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, let's get to some of the. Yeah, it's there just because they want to get everybody
Right.
on the show, kind of thing.
Exactly.
WrestleMania showcase: Raquel and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna Baszler, like we were
And
talking
then we
about
just
earlier.
added Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville
Yes,
to this match. So there you
I
go.
put that there before
Oh,
the
yeah, I
match.
know you did. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
I know you did.
Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. Yeah, Sonya Deville.
Complaint department has
Well,
Adam Pearce
here's the
said,
thing.
yeah,
You could just look at this match and go, "Oh, this should go to Ronda and Shayna." It should. Like it.
it should. Right.
You definitely know Natalya and Shotzi aren't winning this match,
No,
and neither is again Chelsea Green
and Sonya.
and Sonya Deville.
They're
So
going to
really, you
complain.
have two. There's two options here. If you really want to push Raquel and Liv as a tag team, then somehow they win this match. But I just don't see that right now. I think Ronda and Shayna
Yeah,
at some point should go after the tag team gold,
right.
honestly.
Yeah,
And I think you start that by having them win this showcase match to solidify them as a tag team. And that's why I say, like, to me, that would be good booking, even though it'd be two different, like, it's like two heels. But I would love to see, like, Ronda and Shayna take on Damage Control for the, like, Damage Control wins the titles back. And like you said, during the draft or whatever, they go to Raw, and you got
yeah,
Ronda and Shayna fighting with Dakota and Io to get the title, take the titles off of them, and then you let Shayna and Ronda have a run with it. Because again, I just feel like, again, I said it earlier, but I just feel like, and even if Ronda is not as into this run as she was during her first run, like the way they took the title offer for Charlotte to get it was just kind of dumb. I thought I was just like, whatever. That didn't impress me. Like, fine. But I think Ronda and Shayna as a tag team are very good, obviously. They're both submission wrestlers. Like, they both have the skills from the MMA, and they've both learned how to wrestle. I mean,
right.
Ronda's
Yeah,
not great, but Ronda, she can have a match. And I think putting her with Shayna helps. And I think, you know, maybe give them a little push, have them have some title matches or whatever. But I just don't think at this point you're pushing Raquel or Liv because I think they're more individual wrestlers. I
yeah,
don't like them so much as a tag team because I think Raquel could be a force on her own, and we've seen Liv do some single stuff. So I would prefer that Ronda and Shayna do win this match. Like I said, go on and maybe get a title shot for the women's tag team titles. But
yeah.
that's just me. If I was writing, that's how I'd write it. But hey,
No, I mean I think that makes a lot of sense, and I like Raquel and Liv as a tag team for other reasons, but we
yes,
won't get
I
into
know you
those.
do, man. We won't talk about those though, right? We won't talk about that.
But no, I agree with you. This is going to be Ronda and Shayna. I mean, this is like oh, this is more like a preliminary match. Remember the '80s where you have those squash matches,
Yeah,
those preliminary
of
matches?
course. Yeah,
I'm not going to say
100.
to be a
Yeah,
squash, but it
100%,
just
Sean.
feels
That's 26. There you go.
26. Yes.
There you go. Up
Oh
to
man, but
26.
yeah, again, it's there. It's going to be on the show, and I probably won't see it. I'll probably do a bathroom break where I'll go,
All right,
cook
go
some dinner, like
get
that.
a sandwich,
I'll just see
get some
Liz's
chips, whatever.
outfit.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
see
100%. That's
Liv Morgan's outfit, and then okay, I
yeah,
got my
right.
fantasy
Then you're good.
tickets.
Right. There it is. There.
Yeah,
Alrighty
all right,
then. There we go, Ben.
all righty.
You're
Move on from
you're
this
oversharing now, Ben. No, I'm kidding.
showcase. Yes, I am. We'll dive into another WrestleMania showcase. The Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders and
Yes.
versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet. This is, again, it's there. You got to get everybody on the card. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm again, this will be probably be cooking or going to the bathroom or changing the channel for a few minutes or looking
Yeah,
on
maybe.
Peacock to see what else is on the what new episode of Poker Face or whatever's on.
Yeah, there you go. Right, whatever's on. Let's get some of that
I don't know.
going.
What do you think? I mean, on paper, this doesn't look that bad of a match, but again, lack of build. It's
Well,
just put it together.
yeah. Right, it's
what do
a
you
showcase. Honestly, if I again, I'm going to put on the Nick if I was writing hat. I have Alpha Academy win this more because you're pushing Otis to go with the maximum male models, and I think this is a perfect spot. No, I know I don't like it either. I think it's stupid for him to go that way. But when you look at what happened today on Raw, it was Street Profits and Strowman and Ricochet in an 8-man tag versus Alpha Academy and the Raiders. And the Viking Raiders took the loss. I think it was Ibar who got pinned.
Okay.
And so you kind of go, ooh, that's interesting. You let the Viking Raiders take the pin on this one. And you just got to sit there and go, it's every team for themselves in this match because it's, 4 teams.
Yeah.
The Street Profits don't necessarily need the win, but they'll let Montez Ford and Dawkins put on a show in that sense. Because I think these guys are going to get split up, maybe even into brand split and become singles wrestlers. I think they've been pushing that for a while. Kind of. Like it's been talked about, and I think you do it. This is the time to split them up. Again, they're just in the WrestleMania Showcase match. They haven't really been in the title picture for a while. You split them up. You make Ford a singles. You make Dawkins a singles. So I don't think they win the match. Same with Ricochet and Strowman. They don't really need this match. It was, again, they threw them together as a tag team late last year.
Yeah.
That whole thing. But they're both singles wrestlers. They are.
Yeah.
The 2 legit tag teams as of right now are Viking Raiders and the Alpha Academy. But again, it seems like they want to push Otis a little bit. So what better way to do that than to have Alpha Academy win this match? Again, not saying that it'll happen, but I think I'd like to see it go that way. I just would. Like of all these teams, like I said, with these teams that they have in this match, because I really don't think the Viking Raiders are going, like they are what they are. They're going to be a mid-card tag team. You know what I mean? They'll be in tag matches every week on SmackDown, blah, blah, blah. But they're not going to be competing for anything, it doesn't seem like. So to me, I think Alpha Academy should win this match. So that's what I say.
Okay. No, I makes a lot of sense. I think I'm gonna go Street Profits here, but we're gonna start seeing some dissension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not necessarily because these other 3 teams, and I get what you're saying with Otis, the whole maximum males models, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't think they have to win necessarily for that to happen. That could be a case where, maybe a Chad Gable just had enough. He walks out on Otis and defends for him or something like that. Or like you said,
or Otis walks out and Gable loses the match. Like Otis walks out because Maxine comes out and then Gable ends up losing the match because he's by himself. You could have that. That could possibly happen. That could be happen.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, like you said, with the Street Profits possibly breaking up and everything, which I eventually think that'll happen.
I do too.
We saw it before at WrestleMania with, I think it was Strikeforce with Tito and Rick Martel.
You know what? I loved Strikeforce. I'm not going to lie. Because I was always a Martel fan from his AWA days when he was the champion there. Like I always thought, and Tito Santana, I think, never got enough credit for being a good worker. This guy, he was in the first 9 WrestleManias, which I don't think a lot of people realize, but he was on the card for the first 9. He was always a solid worker. I mean, he always, he had the Intercontinental. He had a great feud with Greg Valentine for the Intercontinental title in the early 80s. Like, Tito was always a good worker and a good wrestler. And when they put him with Martel, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I thought it was a good tag team. I get why they broke it up. Then he became the model Rick Martel and that whole stupid thing, but as a tag team, Strikeforce was really good. I always enjoyed, 2 good wrestlers there.
maybe they could bring Rick Martel back, as
Yeah.
model for Otis. For Otis,
There you go. There you go. Right. Yeah. Well, Martel's in his 60s, but I'm sure he's around. He's around somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, Otis is my protege. He
That's right. Yeah. He comes out with his little spray can with everything, right? Spraying everybody and shit like that. That'd be great. Good old Rick Martel.
Probably be funny for a little bit, but then it's kind of like two dogs humping. It's funny at first, but then if you see it happen over and over, it just gets dull. And that's what I see with.
I agree. No, I hear you.
Yeah. Well, Nick, we got a couple more to talk about here. Obviously, let's.
All right. Where are we going next here, Ben? Where are we going?
We got 3 more matches. This one, I got
3 more.
I forgot about this. I think this is going to be a really good match for the Intercontinental title.
Yes, match. It's gonna be a banger after banger after banger after banger. Oh, after Bang, the Bang Brothers, exact. That's so funny too. Yeah, I love that story. Yeah, we're not gonna call you the Bang Brothers. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
Right. I'm not gonna call you Pornhub either. But
yeah, right. Yeah, Pornhub. There's you porn. No, but
Gunther.
Versus,
I'm going Gunther here. I think he's gonna retain because he's just too good right now. He's too hot, and you want to. If you're gonna have somebody beat him, it's got to be somebody built up, ready to go to finally defeat him. And Sheamus and Drew, they don't need the title. They've been there, done that, but it should be a hell of a match. I'm going Gunther here. This will be one of those 25-minute matches.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not the biggest fan of triple threat matches. I'm just not. I like one-on-one.
No, I got you. One-on-one, yeah.
But I think this will be okay. What do you think, Nick?
Personally, I hope Drew wins, and I'll tell you why. Drew McIntyre got a title run during COVID. There was no crowd. There was no nothing really when he was champion. It happened, in the Performance Center when it was locked down. And I don't think he ever really got the pops that he would have gotten as champion. And I'm just saying, from a storytelling perspective, and from if I was writing this, I'm going to go back to that, I guess. I would let Drew win and have his moment in the crowd because I think the crowd would get behind Drew winning this, especially if he pins Sheamus. Because here's the thing. If you're good, I don't think Gunther should lose one-on-one right now, as you said, because he's a force, and he's proven that he can really go, he can wrestle. Like that, him wrestling Cody at the end of the Royal Rumble, that turned into a full-fledged match. Right. And that was phenomenal. And he had been in there an hour. And he still put on another 10 minutes with Cody, after being in there an hour. And I think Gunther probably will retain. But if you're going to take the title off him, he can't be pinned. Right. So if you're going to do it, I think you have Drew pin Sheamus. But again, I'm probably with you in the sense that I think Gunther retains and continues right. You got to build somebody up to really go after him, I think. Because like you said, he's doing great work, and he's a good champion. So I don't think you should cheaply – but again, if I were writing it, I think I'd give Drew his moment, have him pin Sheamus, and the crowd goes nuts. And then you could do Backlash where Gunther wrestles Meg. Because you could even have it where Gunther wrestles him at Backlash and gets the title back. I don't even care if you do that. It's more of, I think, about getting Drew his actual moment in front of the crowd, given what happened during his title reign during the COVID stuff. So that's how I might do it. But again, that's just me.
No, I mean, it's a real shame that Drew never got that moment because that year he beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE title
in an empty arena. Yeah,
right. That would have been in front of a crowd. That would have been the perfect moment, man. For
Drew. 100%.
Babyface, and then Brock, as you know, he's going to leave after Mania for a year.
Yeah,
take a year off. So
exactly.
Yeah, but again, I think just Gunther's just too hot right now. You can't take it off him just yet.
Well, listen, you can't pin him. I don't think you should pin him at all. Yeah, I don't think you pin him at all.
Right, and I think him and Cody being the last two in the Royal Rumble kind of tells you what WWE thinks of him. They think very highly of him.
100%. That's what 32, Sean. Are you counting still? Yeah.
They're looking down the road for if Cody is the champion, which we'll discuss in a few minutes, him and Gunther being a title match. So
it
we'll
could
see
be.
what happens.
Very well.
I love when Paul Heyman has that evil look in his face.
Like, yeah, right. Exactly. He's just like, he just smiles and like, my name is Paul Heyman. Yes, we know.
And then now let's get to, speaking of Mr. Heyman, he's involved with one of these clients, the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles, the champs, the Usos, who've held it for over 500 days, and they're going up against Sammy and KO. This is the match we've pretty much known about now for a month. They made it official a couple weeks ago.
But we knew this was coming.
Yes, and this could be the show stealer at WrestleMania. Maybe it'd be as good as the main event, but I got to tell you, my prediction on this, I think it's time. I think it's time for Sammy and KO to get the titles. I'm thinking about a heel turn here, but I just think right now they're too over with the crowd to do something like that. But I think eventually you're going to see it happen, just not at WrestleMania. They'll win the tag titles. Like Cody was saying in the promo, everything's starting. The dominoes are going to start to fall. Leave you. He's going to leave you. Everything's going to, So I'm going Sammy. Who do you think wins this match, Mr. Rosario?
Well, like I said, I'm 100% looking. So there you go, Sean, 37 or something. I'm looking forward to this match. I really am. But the more I sit here and honestly think about giving a prediction, I just feel like as much as Sammy is over and has gotten over, and KO's always been over.
Yeah.
Sammy lost momentum by losing to Roman, even though it was interference and all that. Like they gave Cody the title match. It really should have been Sammy wrestling Roman for the title, I think, at WrestleMania, honestly. Sammy was white hot. He does the turn on the bloodline, but yet Cody gets the title match. And I understand why Cody has it. So I'm not saying that's the wrong, but I'm just saying, given what Sammy had going, and now and again, it's not like he's being demoted. This is a main event match. But I just think, again, Sammy's a singles wrestler. Him and Kevin are tagging just because of the whole storyline. So I don't know. The more I think about it, the more they may not even win this match. It could end in a DQ. Whatever, Solo comes out and interferes or something. Like, this could just end up being an all-out brawl, and the Usos keep the titles, and then something else happens, or because I'm gonna guess that these, I don't know. Like I said, the more I sit here and think about it, I just feel like maybe the Sammy and Kevin don't win, and the Usos continue to go on and stay the champions, and then maybe SummerSlam or something happens, or SummerSlam you find another team or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm very torn about the outcome of this match, as it were. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great match. But I don't know. I could see the Usos retaining. Honestly, I could see it.
The one thing and I've really been thinking about this, Nick. I've been going back and forth with this for a while now, and going to Sammy, like you're saying, okay, well, he may have lost his momentum at the Elimination Chamber, right? I think what should have happened, this is just my opinion only.
Oh, sure.
I think they should have had Kevin Owens turn on Sammy at the Elimination Chamber after the match. You know how he came out to clean house and everything?
Yeah.
To keep Sammy's momentum going, could have been a KO turn.
Yeah.
Because it was in Montreal. They're both Montreal guys.
Right.
And
true.
A Montreal person seeing KO their own doing that to their own would have been, I think, would have worked really well. This match could have been. Now maybe they had thoughts about it, but maybe they felt like, okay, would that overshadow Roman and Cody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
No, I know. Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of different scenarios that could have took place, but I just, is there really any other tag team that you would put the titles on though? I can't think of anybody. I mean,
well,
the
that's
Street
the
Profits
thing, and
yeah, I mean, you know, you got the Street Profits, but they've lost some momentum. They're going kind of toward a breakup.
yeah,
Alpha Academy, no. Braun and Ricochet, no. But I will say this. I heard something.
okay,
Randy Orton will be back. And you
yeah,
know,
I've heard
also
that.
maybe Riddle.
Matt
Now,
Riddle, yes, of course.
remember they lost their other tag team titles to the Usos?
Yep, I remember.
Maybe if Sammy and KO don't do that, don't win, maybe they go back to that team.
I mean, here's the thing. Like you said, there's not a lot of, but also too, I think if you're gonna put the titles on, like if you're thinking about another team,
yeah,
then you should have the Usos lose to Sammy and Kevin so that team could take the titles from Sammy and Kevin, and not the Usos, because I feel like the Usos have done really well as a team and have really proven how main event they are. Like I don't see one of them getting pinned. Like why would you pin Jay? I mean, if it's one of the two, you pin Jimmy. I think.
Yeah.
Because Jay's just, Jay's character and everything has been great. So if they are going to lose, it's like, well, how do you do that? Because they've been on top for over like you said, it's almost 600 days, whatever, with the titles as well. And it's like, not just anybody should take them from them. I agree with that. So yeah, maybe you do have Kevin and Sammy beat them, but then you have somebody take the titles from Kevin and Sammy. Like you said, a turn or whatever it is, Kevin decides he doesn't want to do this, whatever. They proved they could beat the Usos, so now, he beat the Bloodline, so now he's going to turn on Sam or whatever, however they do it. But yeah, I just think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm torn about the outcome again of this match, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
But you made a good point. Don't pin Jay, because if Jimmy gets pinned, then Jay all of a sudden, you see a little attention. They're like, hey,
right,
man,
like what happened? What happened? Oos, we lost. Right, come on, Oos. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I'm going to go KO and Sammy. I think they're going to win it, get the WrestleMania moment, and
well, they very well could. Yeah, like I said,
WrestleMania moment. So,
yeah, true.
All right, my friend, we are over an hour in on this, and we're finally here. This big one. The big event, the one we've been waiting for months, the showdown, the champ Roman Reigns over 940 days.
Yeah,
against Cody Rhodes, the winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble. He is the American Nightmare. He is the son of the American Dream, Daddy. I see my son, my offspring down there. Get
the son of a plumber.
Win the WWE title, man. It's one I couldn't get.
Well, they put Dusty in polka dots when he went to WWE, so there you go.
Yes, I remember that.
He's just a common man working hard with his hands.
I love that.
I love that song though. No, I love it. Yeah, Dusty's entrance was great. Come on, I don't care if he had polka dots on.
Oh, yeah,
great entrance.
Sapphire. I love that.
Oh yeah, I heard Dusty interview once. He goes, "They put me with that young lady. She had a worse body than I did." I was like, "That's funny." Yeah, I was dying when I heard that.
Then she became DiBiase's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's so sweet, baby. That's so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, much better than Ric Flair, I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway.
Yes.
What do you think, Nick?
Roman and Cody. Wow, what do I think? Okay.
Does it finally happen?
Well, that's the thing. It's been over 900 days with. I thought maybe they split the titles because, again, I hate having one guy with two belts. There's so many guys on the roster, and you've got one guy who's had both belts for over 900 days. Like it's not. It doesn't even have to do with the fact that it's Roman. I just want somebody different as champion. I want to see the titles defended more. I want to see a SmackDown champion and a Raw champion. So I think I had said this before. I wouldn't mind seeing Cody win and then on Raw Monday forfeit the SmackDown title, and they could have a tournament for the SmackDown champion, and Cody stays on Raw with the Raw title. You know what I mean? Like, I would love
Yeah.
something like that, just because, again, I'd like to see two different champions. Same with the tag titles. It's they're undisputed, so whoever wins gets both belts or both sets of belts. So I don't know. I would like to see Cody win. I think for that reason. Uh the thing is now the time. I mean, again, with the storyline build and all that, is Cody the guy to take down Roman? Is that really how they're going to play this? And that's going to be what happens. I'm about 60-40. I'll be honest. I'm about 60% Cody winning, 40% Roman winning. So for now, I will go with Cody. Again, for the whole, like you said, for the moment, it's going to end the second night. You have the big thing. I can see the fireworks, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? The whole thing. I can totally see it. So that's why I said I'm about 60-40 with Cody winning. But I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Roman wins. I'll say that. It would not surprise me.
Nick, I got to tell you, I'm going Cody to win this too, but I kind of want Roman to get to that 1,000-day mark. You know what I mean? Because
okay, yeah.
have done it, like Bruno.
Well,
Sammartino,
Bruno Sammartino, yeah.
Hulk Hogan. I think, yeah, that's the only two, and
those are only two that I could think of that did 1,000 days with the belt. Yeah.
CM Punk do it? No, he didn't do 1,000. He did like
500. No. Yeah, and it was two different reigns. It wasn't one continuous. It was two different ones. Yeah.
Nick, this. Don't get me wrong. Cody's red hot right now.
Yeah.
As a baby.
Yeah. Yep.
I just think it's not enough time yet. This has only been building for like a month and a half.
Right. He won the Royal Rumble, so he gets the title match automatically. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It should have been Sammy. I'll keep saying that. It should have been Sammy.
I think it should be Sammy, except I wouldn't have done it at Elimination Chamber. You keep building.
Right.
Put the speed bumps, the roadblocks in his way.
Yeah.
Until finally he overcomes that, as a babyface.
Correct.
Cody, I think, is going to win it. It feels to me though like it's forced. You know what I mean? Like it is. It's like, okay,
it is.
We know, but you got to build it the right way, and I just don't think they've done enough. I shouldn't say that. I don't think they've had enough time to do enough to where you can plan the story out for.
It's essentially 2 months. You've had 2 months to do it, and
yeah. So
whereas with Sammy, you had 9 months. 10 months.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's like they really. Oh, are we being joined by a third?
I guess this triple threat match. I don't.
It's become a triple threat. Hello, call.
Alec.
Is that Alec? Alec, hey Alec, how are you?
Same old.
That's
that's
the most pale I've ever seen you look.
Huh? What happened?
You're the most pale I've ever seen you look, man.
Oh, this is what happens when you forget to hit the avatar button. On your phone.
Yes.
Why don't you hit that avatar button? Show your face to the.
I'll definitely pass on that one.
I'll definitely pass on that one. He says.
Well, look, we may not have a good women demographic for the show, but at least if we put your face on, we could draw that 1 or 2 women that might tune in.
Right. Bro, if anything, I would lower the female demographic.
Well, not any more than I would, pal. But right, I think I do a pretty good job of that too. So I don't know.
I'd scare them away, to be honest with you. So I don't want to do that to your show.
No,
come on.
They'll see my face and be like, "Ugh."
Alec, I'm glad you came on time tonight. So
bro, I have like 20 million other things on my agenda today. 20 million other things.
You can get your hands out of your pants now, and we can talk a little.
My hands were definitely not in my pants. I was definitely not even home.
Alec, can we get your predictions, sir, on WrestleMania? We're talking about Cody and Roman, the main event.
Well, we already know how this little situation ends up.
But we want to know from you.
It's gonna be Roman Reigns winning it. Like it's gonna be a little bit of a. At first, you're gonna see Cody Rhodes have like the angle, and then someone's gonna interfere, and then Roman Reigns is gonna hit a spear, and then pin him, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I want a rematch."
So he gets to that 1,000-day mark, and then maybe at Backlash or something like that.
Or lose that SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, maybe, yeah. If that happens that way, yeah. I mean, if they're going to give him the 1,000-day thing, then yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't want to. They don't want to give us that. What the crowd wants. They want to egg them on a little bit longer, make us all suffer in silence.
You know, Alec,
yeah. Like I said, go ahead, Ben.
I just want to remind everybody what a positive human being Alex Chamber is. I mean, you just exude confidence, my friend.
Woo!
You know, so that's your prediction, huh? Doom and gloom.
Yeah, I've given up on picking against Roman Reigns. It never works in my favor.
Right, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well,
at this point, you just hope for a good match, and then you already know the outcome's going to be.
There.
Yeah. Well, I think WWE is going to want the big WrestleMania moments, and this would be the big moment. Cody
for sure
wins. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. It's just that I feel like it's a little forced to me, in my opinion, and I just wish they had more time to like build this up, maybe another month or two, you know. But I understand won the Rumble and got to get Roman an opponent quickly, and he could be taking time off. That's the other thing. Roman may say,
I've heard that too.
I need a few months off, you know, and he's been going at it, you know. So we'll see what happens, Mr. Chamber. Anyway, guys, we have gone longer than I thought. An hour and 13 minutes. Damn. And I know, Nick, you're yawning. I'm starting to yawn myself.
Sorry about that. Just it's been a long day here.
It's okay. Not from boredom, but, you know, since Alec came on, you know, but I'm just kidding.
Wow. There it is. And hoop, there it is.
Yes, another shot fired. So, guys, we wanted to do this show tonight. Obviously, Nick, I know this weekend you're busy. You got Cubs games to be at.
Got to work
tonight. And there he goes. I think he is off. Mr. Chamber, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this baby up, but I want to... Oh, wait. I think he's back.
Sorry about that.
Ooh,
minor malfunction. Minor malfunction. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'm back to work Thursday. For those who don't know, I do work at Wrigley Field. So the Cubs are in town this weekend. It interrupts my WrestleMania plans. So I'll probably get home just in time to watch both nights, probably because it starts about 6 o'clock. It's probably when I'll get home from work both days. So should be fun. I see Ben put me on the single shot. So is this the part where I tell everybody where they can find me? Is that what we're doing?
Why don't you do that, my friend?
Where can they find me? You can find me in my home. No, I'm kidding. Chicago, Illinois. If you can find me, that'll be great. I'll buy you a Coke. No, but I'm in a basement. No, I'm kidding. I as whatever I can, I will be on here with Ben, Face the Heels. Regularly during football season, you can find me on Let's Talk Football, the Round Table, with Lila Crespo and Anthony Handy and Sean Spencer in the background, usually producing for us. I have appeared the last few Thursday nights with the NFL edition, so I pop up there every now and again with Johnny, Ben, Alex, and the boys, whoever else comes on at any given moment, Handy. So yeah, NFL edition, and a couple things that are kind of in the works. I know Anthony Handy and I are going to be resurrecting our 80s podcast, Popcorn and Parachute Pants. We're going to try to get a few of those done in April. So look for that. Still working out with Johnny Dean. Details on an entertainment report. So you can see some of that in the future. So yeah, I am around. I'll be around. You'll see this face, and hopefully you don't throw tomatoes at it. Again, Ben, thank you for having me on. I will always want to talk wrestling, and I appreciate you doing the show and having me on. So thank you.
Well, Nick, I couldn't think of a better guest to have on the show. Your wrestling insight is just incredible. I'm glad that me and you could have a little intellectual intercourse during this show.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that, right? Something like that. With Sean commenting for the whole hour. Yeah.
Right. Where can they find you, Nick? It doesn't matter where they can find you.
It doesn't matter. That's right. He's in his stone cold mode now, right?
No, he's in his rock mode, right? What's your
name? His rock mode. Sorry, yeah. It doesn't matter what's your name. What? No.
Nick, thank you so much for being on tonight. And everybody out there,
you're welcome.
Face the Heels. We'll do next Monday. We're not going to do a show. And the reason that is because college basketball.
It's the national championship game. That's right. National championship game is Monday.
So, we will try and do one next week sometime. I'll give you more details on that. And hopefully, if I do have I will have the details. But if Nick's available, we'll have on that. And
we'll do the WrestleMania recap.
The WrestleMania recap. That's right. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight on Face the Heels, episode 7, and we will see you next time. Take care, guys.
Have a good one, everyone. Yep, have a good one.